Donald Trump could be worth a lot of money very soon. We are hours away from a company called Digital World Acquisition Corporation merging with Trump's media and tech group, which owns Truth Social. So the expectation is that the deal could actually go through, get signed, sealed, and delivered as early as Friday. Now, if that happens, come Monday, DWAC is going to become DJT on the stock exchange and will be the media company for Donald Trump and Truth Social, of which he owns the majority of it, some 70% or so. So the valuation as of today, take a look at that stock price, right? This is just a few weeks ago when it emerged that the SEC was okay with DWAC doing this deal with Truth Social. And so once the SEC, after they put him through HELL and back, said, okay, where all systems go, the stock jumped massively. And the primary beneficiary of that is the primary owner in the company, which would be Donald J. Trump, who is going to be right there on the ticker symbol DJT, assuming it trades on Monday. Now, he can't cash out right away. He's got to wait about 6 months, which would put us out into September. A lot of people think that this particular company is going to be almost a proxy for whether or not he's going to win the election, right? You know how sometimes you see the stock market trading based on who might win the presidency. And this particular company might actually really be affected by that. It's expected anyway. So if that's the case, then it could be worth even more than $3.5 billion. $3.5 billion is said to be his stake at present day value come September. Then again, investors could get nervous. They could say, oh, what if he's going to sell the company? What if he's going to unload that big, giant $3.5 billion stake in the company, and they could drive it down? But we'll see. The point is, he's about to make a lot of money. A lot of money. And you know what? He's going to need that money because Letitia James is like a dog with a bone, and she's not letting this thing go. So the good news is he's got the possibility of a heck of a lot coming in the door very, very soon. The meeting is happening tomorrow now. My sources say they think they're there. They think they've got everybody where they need to be. This has been a trying SPAC deal all along. A SPAC deal is a special acquisition group, right? Where you come together, special purpose acquisition corporation, where you get a whole bunch of money together and you say, we're going to go out and buy something. And this particular SPAC went out and it bought Trump Media and Tech, which runs Truth Social. So it bought Truth Social by merging. It's a different way to do a merger. Instead of saying, okay, I'm going to go buy this, you get together. It's actually a different way, I should say, of doing an IPO. Because some of the IPO standards can be kind of difficult, and Donald Trump being who he is, they didn't think maybe they could IPO something like Truth Social, but they could, in fact, get it out into the hands of the public, into shareholders' hands by doing what's known as a SPAC deal. Now, SPAC deals have come under a lot of criticism in recent years. I will say that there's been plenty of good ones in our history, but some recent ones have kind of faltered, and they've been seen as vehicles that, okay, the investors take their money out and they leave the regular day folks high and dry. And that's one of the concerns here. That might be why, if people think Donald Trump's going to get out of the stock ahead of September or around September, when his shares are actually mature and he can in fact do that, then you might see some valuation changes. But I think it's going to be a really interesting one to watch. And it just cracks me up because, the left is like, oh my God, after everything that we're trying to do. And now he's got this company that could potentially be worth that. Very interesting times. Here's a headline from the Wall Street Journal: how Trump could make billions from struggling Truth Social. Because you know what? Everyday investors are out there and they're like, I want this. And it's going to be traded under the ticker symbol DJT. So the company isn't really making a lot of money. I mean, I think that the revenue came in somewhere around $6 million or so for Truth Social. So it's not like it's raking in cash. And Twitter's having its share of issues, so Truth theoretically could have its shares of issues, but Truth has DJT as its ticker symbol potentially come Monday. Very, very soon. I do think that they're going to be able to pull it together and this deal will happen. And so then it becomes, okay, is this really a proxy on Trump? Or is it investors making educated decisions about earnings and how the company's run, et cetera, et cetera? Now, interestingly enough, we did get another company going public just today. That would be Reddit, a social media company. And Reddit surged 48%, trading out the day at $50.44 a share. It went similar, it went public, I should say, at a similar valuation to what Truth is being put at. So we'll watch. I think it could be that as early as Monday, you're going to be seeing a company under the ticker symbol DJT being traded on the New York Stock Exchange. And interestingly enough, you have a lot of just like everyday folks that'll be like, okay, I want to own a share of that because I believe in Trump. And whether or not you should be buying a stock for those reasons, we can have that conversation another time. I'm not advocating in that in any way, shape, or form, but I do think you have to be mindful of the momentum there and sort of just the everyday public's hunger for something like that, if in fact it does go public through this merger. And I think look, the SEC approved it. Now they just have to go to the shareholder vote. The shareholder vote is happening tomorrow, and it looks like they're there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump, on paper anyway, is going to be a whole lot richer probably by next week. All right? So take that, Letitia.